The Palestinian Nakba, or the catastrophe, happened in 1948. During the 1948 Nakba, Zionist groups expelled close to 800,000 Palestinians, more than half the population, from their homes and lands to establish the State of Israel. These refugees are still living the Nakba. Hussein Issa was born in 1947 in the village of Ramla and expelled with his family from their land to live in Dheisheh refugee camp near Bethlehem. Hussein, like many Palestinians living in refugee camps, lived in poverty and denied the most important human right, to live in dignity even in difficult political and economic conditions. Hussein was not deterred by his experience. He dreamed. Hussein dreamed of a homeland, dreamed of the Palestine of tomorrow. Hussein summed up his dream in 3 words: peace, freedom, education. Hussein founded Hope Flowers School not only to provide Palestinian children education, but also to meet their psychological and physical needs. Although it's been 68 years since the Nakba in 1948, and Hope Flowers School has been serving children of Palestine for 30 years, the Nakba continues. Ahmed, a 7-year-old boy from Dheisheh refugee camp, is in the 2nd grade at Hope Flowers School. Ahmed studies with 350 other children. 280 of his classmates are from refugee camps. Most of the students' families live in difficult political and economic conditions. Palestinian towns and villages remain under siege, suffering from the violence of the Israeli occupation. The occupation is responsible for high levels of unemployment among the Palestinians. Up to 30% of Palestinians are unemployed. 50% of Palestinians live in poverty, while 66% of the population suffers from food insecurity, according to a UN report for 2014. Ahmed's parents, Walid and Khadra, are 3rd-generation refugees. They and their families still live in the refugee camp. I'm educated, but I don't have a job, so I'm unemployed. My husband, he is a painter. He is also unemployed. He cannot find a job, so we are both unemployed, and we have children. Our children need to eat, to study, but now I can't pay for anything. So the school administration helps us, and frankly, they covered all the children's school expenses. They are 2 of the 30% of unemployed Palestinians unable to provide the basic needs of their families.
أنا جليل عبد الحميد عمري 35 سنة جوزي عنده مشكلة.
I'm 35 years old. The Israeli soldiers hit my husband on the head. Now, sometimes he loses consciousness. He has epilepsy. Sometimes he's normal, but other times he breaks everything in the house and hits the children. More than once, he's tried to strangle his children. He can't hold a job. He works intermittently.
المدرسة بتعمل بتريح.
At school, the children receive counseling and are relieved. They are happy to leave the house to go to school. They are despondent when they come home. My son's name is Mohammed. He's so tired what he faces at home.
بحب المدرسة أكتر من البيت.
I like school more than home. The school is more beautiful. These conditions have had an impact on Palestinians in general and children in particular, manifesting in violent behavior, attention deficit disorders, learning disabilities, fear, psychological and behavioral problems, and so on.
عندنا طلاب بيواجهوا مشاكل
We
نفسية.
have students who face political, social, and economic difficulties. We counsel them either in groups or individually, depending on their needs. We do activities such as expressive arts, relaxation techniques, and entertainment.
استرخاء، ترفيه.
Many children suffer from psychological trauma. This ongoing violence has destroyed the fabric of the society. War has left many Palestinians with very painful memories and psychological damage. Hope Flowers School recognizes that rebuilding a civil society and building the Palestine of tomorrow requires healing the wounds of war and treating psychological traumas to reduce the impact of traumatic experiences and to promote peace of mind. Untreated psychological trauma can lead to learning difficulties and the disruption of a child's development in the long term, often transforming the victim into a criminal.
لاحظنا مؤخرا انه في كثير حالات من الطلاب بيكون عندها مشاكل كثيره
We
بالنسبه
found recently that many of the students have learning difficulties because life is very difficult here. This affects the families, especially the children. They have problems understanding, remembering, and absorbing information. Many of them are hyperactive and cannot concentrate. They are too distracted to think. This causes a reduction in their academic abilities, especially in reading, writing, and math.
تراجع عندهم في المستوى الأكاديمي.
هلا احنا هون في المدرسة بنركز على المهارات.
In the school, we concentrate on improving academic skills, such as writing skills, how the student should hold the pen. Many children don't know how to hold it in the proper way. I work with them on how to sit while writing. I work to improve their small muscles. Many students have weak muscles, especially in their hands. Through certain activities and training, we try to improve their skills. On the other hand, with children who are hyperactive, we work on activities that help them to concentrate.
الأولاد اللي عندهم حركة زائدة يعني كثير بدنا نركز على الأنشطة اللي بدها شوية تركيز.
In addition to its 350 students, Hope Flowers School provides services to nearly 150 children in the community and from other schools who are transferred to Hope Flowers to take advantage of its unique programs and services. These services are not limited to education, but also cover rehabilitation, psychosocial services, special education programs, and programs related to the growth and well-being of children, such as providing hot meals for malnourished children.
بتقوم مدرسة زهور الأمل بتنفيذ مشروع حماية الطفولة من الاعتداءات
Hope Flowers School implements a child protection program. This program has 30 children who have psychological, social, and economic problems.
اجتماعية واقتصادية سيئة.
We provide them with lunch, an hour of teaching, entertaining activities, psychological and social support.
بالإضافة إلى أنشطة وفعاليات ترفيهية للطلاب.
أنا اسمي محمود
My name is Mahmoud Salah. I am 13 years old from Al Khadr village. My father used to work as a worker, but now he doesn't have a job. I participate in the child protection program with my two sisters, Rayan and Niyama. We don't have food at home, so we come here to eat. We study and eat good food. Now my grades are better in the exams. Despite the large financial and political difficulties faced by Hope Flowers School, it will continue to provide services to Palestinian children to build the Palestine of tomorrow.
على هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة. على هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة